School isn't even in yet. Sorry, you caught me a little off guard. Well, hi, I'm Mr. Myers. I'm the theater teacher here at Ole, and welcome to the new season of Small Talk with Myers, before school edition. I guess you're here because you've heard that we might be doing a show, this show, Into the Woods, in the fall, which is new for us. We usually don't do our musicals until the spring, but this year we're gonna do two. And Into the Woods is coming up. It's our first show in November. And we have auditions really quickly at the beginning of school. So we put this little special episode of Small Talk with Myers together so that we could answer some questions that you might have and give you a way to ask some questions of me and the drama club officers about auditions before they happen on September 13th, 14th, and 15th, which is the second week of school on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They're gonna happen fast, and I want you to be prepped for them as best as you can. So I'm here with the officers, or they're here with me in spirit, and they've got some questions for us. Let's get into it.
Hey, Mr. Myers, why Into the Woods? What makes this show so good?
Excellent question, Nick. Why Into the Woods? Why is this show important? Or what makes it so good? Well, first things first, right? Into the Woods is like classic theater canon. It's one of the most popular musicals done in America, especially in high schools. Lots of like younger groups of younger students do Into the Woods, often Into the Woods Junior. The story itself is the thing that we all grew up with, right? It's fairy tales. It's like, what happens if all the fairy tales existed in the same world? And it's written by Stephen Sondheim and James Lapine, one of the most iconic writing duos in all of musical theater history. This show is like quintessential Sondheim. It's got really fast music. Sometimes it's like there's too many words for you to say in one breath, so it's really like a high level of challenge. It's creative, it's fun, and honestly, like I love this show. So why not do it? I mean, the last reason is like, look at the size of this libretto. Like it's like a tome. Next question.
How big is the cast for Into the Woods?
Becca, this is a tough question. Usually when we choose musicals to do at Ole, we try to pick large cast musicals to get a lot of people involved in. And unfortunately, Into the Woods is very limited in cast size. There are 24 roles for this show, and there's no real room for an ensemble, in my opinion. Some people do it with large ensembles and they fill it with all the various like fairy tale creatures, but it's really built for kind of like a tight ensemble of 24 because each character gets a moment to shine and it's really wonderful. But yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit more competitive than we are usually used to. That's also one of the reasons why we're doing two musicals this year, because in the spring for Chicago, we're gonna be able to fit a lot more people in. But 24 is what we get for Into the Woods. Next question, let's go.
Hey, Mr. Myers, what are you looking for in an auditioner?
Great question, Minnie. What am I looking for in an auditioner? Well, I'm really looking for that it factor, you know, that je ne sais quoi, that thing. No, just kidding. In an auditioner and at an audition, I am looking for somebody who is willing to take a risk, who knows the material and has clearly like done their homework about it at least. So if you're singing for the wolf, you know kind of like what the wolf character is, because that frees you up to make a character choice in the audition. And it also frees you up to have a little bit more fun with it, right? I really value somebody who I can see during the audition, it can work well with others, right? That is social, because remember that your audition isn't just the time that you're in front of the auditioner, it's really from the beginning, right? So how are you interacting? Are you kind? Are people gravitating towards you? Are you gravitating towards other people? I'm looking at all of it, right? I'm looking at all of it. I'm looking at, like, obviously, like, your skill, but the other things are just as important to me. It really matters. It really matters, because those things lead to great ensemble work. And this show is really ensemble based. So sing your best, do your best. That's all I can ask of you to do. Have fun, take a deep breath, and remember, like, whatever the outcome of an audition, the audition is really the job of the actor. The being cast is like the icing on the cake, but actors really work at the skill of auditioning. So enter into it like that. Have fun. Next question.
Hey, Mr. Myers, do I have to be involved in drama club, or can anyone audition for the show?
River, great question. Do you have to be in drama club to be involved in shows at OHS? No. Do you have to be in one of my theater classes to be involved in shows at OHS? No. Anybody can truly audition for any of our shows this year. The only caveat is that you should pay your ASB fee if that's financially possible for you and your family. If not, there are exceptions. But since we are an ASB run organization, we need to contribute to that fund. So with that in mind, it's open to anybody. Come, try out, do your best. Next question.
Hey, Mr. Myers. I was just wondering what we have to prepare for auditions for Into the Woods, and also where can we find that audition material?
Look at that stage. Can't wait to get on it. Olivia, excellent question, and kind of the biggest one. So, like, what do you have to do to prepare for auditions? There are two things that you have to do and some things that you have to prepare. So the first thing you need to do is go online and complete the Google form audition information sheet. That sheet just collects a bunch of information from you, height, hair color, that kind of stuff, like what experience you have. It's basically like a digital resume, if you will. Second, at the bottom of that Google form audition information piece, there's a paper to print. And if you have a printer at home, you could print it at home. It explains a little bit more in the detail of the rules and expectations of being involved in shows at OHS. Once you've read that and gone over it with your guardians, you and they sign it at the bottom, and you bring that to the first day of auditions. If you don't have a printer at home, I will have some of those papers ready on the first day of school right outside of the black box next to my door to the classroom. So you just pick one of those up, do the same thing, go home, go over it with your guardian so that they know what what the expectations on you are. And then you both sign it, bring it to the first day of auditions. Auditions for this show are 3 days. The first 2 days, we're gonna focus really a lot on singing. This show is a heavy singing show. It's Sondheim. So the singing is challenging. What we've prepared for you, and what Christy Woodbridge, our vocal director, has prepared for you, is a list of selections that you need to choose one of to present to us in the first day of audition. There's also a lot of character descriptions and their vocal ranges, so you need to pay attention to that, because if you are not a high soprano, you should not audition for Rapunzel, because that is a high soprano part. Right? And so all of that is listed in a document that we've put together that'll be linked both in our Instagram link tree and at the bottom of this video, and we'll also put it in our Schoology Drama Club page as well. So pick one of those songs to prepare to sing to us in a small group, but you will sing it by yourself on the first day of auditions. The second day of auditions, we may ask you to sing something else from that packet. So you want to be roughly familiar with them, especially if it's like a part that's in your vocal range. So we're going to ask you to sing something like that. We might ask you to sing a challenge piece. But all of those pieces that we're going to pull from are in that audition packet. On the third day of auditions, we're saving that for some maybe acting. There's not a lot of long scenes in this show to draw from, so I may partner you with somebody to see what your chemistry is like in a contentless scene. So I may give you like a situation and then say like, go read this part and come back. We may do some additional singing because singing is important in this show. It is Sondheim. All that stuff though, you can find through the links in our link tree or right here. And you can just type that in. And then once you've got that prepared, come. You don't have to like fully memorize everything, but it is good to prepare it. Preparing means that you've looked at it for more than 15 minutes before the audition, right? It means that you spent some time like knowing the song. Since this audition is gonna be kind of competitive, all that stuff is gonna be beneficial to you. So the more prepared you can be, the better. Hope that helps. Whew, that's a lot of information. Okay, I hope you kept up. If you have any other questions, if your guardians have any other questions, you can always email me at my school email address. I'm checking that pretty regularly because we are back. You can also message us through Instagram directly, or you can message any of the officers through Instagram directly and ask them, and they can help you out. They are here to help you. So please reach out. We want you to come in as ready and as prepped and as confident and calm as you can so you have the best opportunity to show your skill in auditions. Other than that, friends, I can't wait to see you around the halls at our first drama club meeting or at auditions for Into the Woods, which are September 13th, 14th, and 15th. They'll be right after school here in the Black Box until around 6:30. So, can't wait. I'm super stoked. I hope you are too. Bye, friends. See you. Bye, 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 bye.